What's good, duelists? It's Amazing Mike Man here, the Jurrac guy, as most of you know me. And I'm going to be reacting to Jesse Cotton playing my Jurrac list that I've used to win a few tournaments. So this will be a live reaction to Jesse Cotton, one of the best Yugioh players in the game, taking my deck and piloting it. So it's going to be really interesting because I've always said, to play Jurracs, it takes like a lot of skill to play that deck. So if there's a skillful player, it's Jesse Cotton. Like he's a very skillful player. So I'm excited to see his take on the deck, how he likes it, if he doesn't like it, and his plays, if he plays it correctly. Oh, he probably will. He's a really good player. Who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be like, oh, he could have done that. So it would be fun to watch, fun to. I'm excited. I love Jurrac, so it's gonna be really interesting to see like a high level pro player like Jesse Cotton use my deck. I'm really excited to experience this. So this will be a reaction to it. Let's get into it.
All right, guys, today we got a very special treat. We have, some might say, the GOAT of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming in to play some tenguplant format with me and trying out some of your guys' decks that we've seen win our tournaments within the tenguplant Discord. So welcome, Jesse Cotton. I wanted to quickly ask you, you're actually a fan of tenguplant format, aren't you? I think I've seen some videos of you talking about how you kind of like this format, or this is the retro format you play the most.
Yes, hello. This is probably the format I played the most. I did build a max rarity tenguplant deck during COVID.
Ooh,
However,
nice.
since then, I decided this deck is so expensive, I would never trust this to bring into a tournament, so why do I have it? And then I just sold it. But,
That's a fair point, yeah.
but yeah, I do like this format.
Yeah.
As most people should, it's an amazing format. It's Edison, but better. So mad respect to Jesse Cotton for liking one of the best formats in the game.
I actually, I did the same. I had kind of max ready Tengu cards, and I sold mine too because I was like, it felt bad playing with them at a certain point because you're like, man, these are expensive.
Yeah, the librarian especially felt kind of gross.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. Well, all right. So I don't know what deck you're playing, but I gave you one of our tournament winners. And I'm curious, you looked at the decks I sent you. What are your kind of initial thoughts about them? Like, have you seen any of them before, or at least within tenguplant format?
That's my. Oh wait. That's Morphtronic. Hold on.
Them, like, have you seen any of them before, or at least within Tengu?
That's my list. Jurracs. That's me. I did that. Yeah, and this is one of my more recent lists. Currently, I just switch the Veilers and MSTs. Now I main 3 MSTs and main 2 Veilers. But yeah, that's pretty. That's a very updated list. Yeah, okay. The side looking good. Very clean, very clean.
Tenguplant format?
So, I mean, Infernity was...
Seen any of them before, or at least within tenguplant format?
So, I mean, Infernity wasn't that crazy back then. Like, it wasn't considered a huge meta threat, but... So I played back. My first YCS was actually this was the one that Billy won in Toronto.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
So, and I was at that. I got top 4 Dragon Duels on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think Jesse Cotton's around my age, because I was also young at the time. I was like middle school, so yeah, I think Jesse Cotton's my age, or he might be a little younger. I think he might be like a year younger than me. I'm born 1998. I'm 26 right now. Yeah, so I'm pretty young compared to most of you guys.
I was 11. But
oh, he was 11. Okay, so yeah, he's 2 years younger than me because I was 13. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was 11. But Infernity wasn't a deck that I was a stranger with. Like, that was a common deck. And well, not that common, but like it was a deck that you could go to locals and very conceivably play regionals, YCS as well. It wasn't like unknown, and the deck's ceiling's high, so seeing Infernity doesn't really surprise me that much. It's not that cool. The Mist Valley Falcon control deck as well was also a concept that was toyed around with a fair bit.
Really?
I usually expect to see more Fiendish Chains in a deck like.
I thought Mist Valley Falcon was something that was new that came out in like the past few years when Tengu began like being revisited. I did not know this was kind of around historically as a rogue deck. I did not know that. So that's really interesting.
Like this, but otherwise it's not that different of a concept. The Dark Spear, I imagine, is just a shitty tuner. Like, I'm not sure.
Nah, Dark Spear is good because it revives your Falcon. And it's also a target for Limit Reverse and Call the Haunted, and then it'll revive and get your Falcon back, and then Falcon. It's really good. In fact, I don't know why they play more than one, because Dark Spear is pretty good. It's basically like the Aolo concept in Jurracs, actually.
No,
It's
no,
a
no.
limit
So
reverse target.
with like rekindling and stuff. Yeah, he'll get into it.
It's just a shitty tuner. Like, I'm not sure. It's
no,
a
no, no.
limit
So
reverse target. Like, I guess it can revive the Falcon, but I mean, it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like, yeah.
It serves a very important purpose in that deck. I'll tell you that. What it
It's
does
just limit
is,
reverse, revive it, and then Falcon bounce, right? Like that's the
yeah. So then it can basically recycle your Call of the Haunteds and your limit reverses infinitely, and it also synchros into the Mist Valley Synchro, who is very relevant in the deck as well.
What bugs me about this list though is whoever did this list sorted it and then intentionally split up the card troopers afterwards.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
No, but yeah, I mean this looks not that crazy. And then there's the other two where I'm more scratching my head of how the fuck these things can win games. Jurrac deck looks terrible. I'm sorry. Like
What? You better be sorry. This is my pride and joy right here.
I don't get this. This looks
Ooh, interesting. Amazing Mike, man. He's taking hits right now.
I do not like this. This is playing dinosaurs before Laggy and Dolka is kind of like, what are you doing, man? Not even three
Synchro spam, Trish Turbo, Mistworm, Catastrophe too sometimes.
Guaibas. Playing dinosaurs before Laggy and Dolka is kind of like, what are you doing, man? Not even three Guaibas either. I just like, this is the deck I want to try the most because I'm trying to see how this even wins.
Sure, yeah.
And Morphtronics is a deck I played back today because I was a scrub kid, and the deck is cool and spams monsters. The problem is, in order to make anything meaningful, you have to use like 4 of your bodies to do anything. So like, that was always the problem back then. I don't see how you overcome.
Well, I can't really speak to Morphtronics. I haven't tested it. I do say I respect it though. Shout out to Blaze Phoenix, my boy. He does like he can pop off with that deck. I've seen him pop off with it.
That now, especially with Averso 1.
By the way, this is Blaze Phoenix's list. I'm like pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm like 99% sure this is his list. So shout out to Blaze.
Do anything. So like, that was always the problem.
And I think the Infernator list is BS45. Shout out to him. And then I think Dark Signer is Dragoon is the Falcon Punch, but I could be wrong. So correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on like whose deck is whose. He should say it in the video though, so maybe there's no need if I got corrected in the video.
I played back today because I was a scrub kid, and the deck is cool and spams monsters. The problem is, in order to make anything meaningful, you have to use like 4 of your bodies to do anything. So like.
Oh, also, I'm really only going to be commenting on like the Jurrac games because I can't really speak too much on the other decks. I mean, I'm familiar with them and what they do, but I can't speak to them the same level I can speak to how to pilot Jurracs. Like I consider myself a Jurrac expert, a Jurrac connoisseur, if you will. But yeah, I just can't really comment it to the other rogue decks to the same level. So you'll just be getting some Jurrac analysis and review from your boy.
In order to make anything meaningful, you have to use like 4 of your bodies to do anything. So like, that was always the problem back then. I don't see how you overcome that now, especially with Averso 1. It does hurt a lot because it just gone to 1 in this format.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I know these cards do. Selfon is a good card. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to hear your thoughts. I will say, so Morphtronics had like a single success. Actually, I think it made a top 8. It won a tournament and got top 8 in another. And then Jurracs has actually had multiple successes within Tenguplant format. It's actually done quite well. I've even won a few tournaments with it myself. It's a really fun deck. You'll be surprised how good that deck is if you're giving it a shot.
Thanks, Tyler. You're the man. You're the man.
What do you do if you get Snowman Eater, for example?
Okay, Snowman Eater's tough, but you synchro summon to beat over it. That's really the issue with that. Same thing with Defense Position Sorks. Catasters, you got to make Librarian or Librarian or Trish, or you're warning it to get out of it. But yeah, Snowman Eater. If you're playing against heroes and they set something, don't attack into it because it's very clearly a Snowman Eater. The only time you'd ever really attack a set against like heroes is like if they're top decking and you're in like an advantageous spot, and like a Snowman Eater won't kill you because like you have like big bodies or whatever. And if they set something, they might be breaking and setting a Veiler. But like other than that, you just don't attack sets and against the Snowman Eater's not really a big issue unless like plants or something else like agents are like teching it, in which case they could catch you off guard slipping, but it's not like a big deal.
Give it a shot.
What do you do if you get Snowman Eater, for example?
But I will say I have been toying around with Forbidden Chalice, and that might be a good alternative to Veiler, or if you feel like you need more negation, Chalice could be great because like Chalice has like a lot of advantages over Valor. I don't want to bore you guys with that, but like you could like Chalice to stop a Snowman Eater, Spy, because it happens in the damage step. You could also Chalice, like a Christia on your turn to turn off Christia, whereas Valor cannot do that. So Chalice has a lot of advantages. Also, you can like Chalice with like Dino. You could Chalice your own direct Dino to beat over something, and then because of end phase procedures, um, you can actually have Chalice resolve first. So like, and then after Chalice is resolved and Dino has its effect back, you can trigger Dino to draw 2 cards. So you can use Chalice as like a way for Dino to gain to get 2100 and beat over things. So it could be very useful because it could beat over like a defense position Sork, for example, things like that. So Chalice could be better than Valor, honestly. Problem is it loses to MSTs if you want to set it as like a interruption in the opponent's turn. But I don't know. I've been thinking about it. It might even be better than Valor because like Chalice won't be dead against heroes because versus Valor will be. Anyway, let's get back into the reaction.
Just how good that deck is if you're giving it a shot.
What do you do if you get Snowman Eater, for example?
Well, I mean, not a lot of people play Snowman Eater. Like exactly heroes do, and I guess that would be like kind of a problem.
I was playing in my plant deck. I always thought that card was solid as a debris target. Wall up a bit, sets up big Kaya swings.
True. Yeah, I mean, some people play it, but most of the time from Modern Tengu, I'm seeing it in, like, exactly heroes. Like, that's the one deck that I see people play it as, just for the Ab-Zero target, and it's typically a one-of, but, like, Snowman Eater didn't pop off until, like, Dino Rabbit came out, where it was, like, really relevant, but, you know, I know some people do still like the card and definitely play it. I mean, shout out to Who Needs Meta. That guy, that's his whole channel logo, so.
I love Snowman Eater. I think it was kind of underappreciated in this format because it became so impactful in the following months with Dino Rabbit, but it wasn't just good versus those cards. Like, it was very good against Thunder King specifically, which is a hallmark of this format as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Snowman Eater for sure, while Thunder King, which is why heroes play it, because it checks Thunder King. I could turn on their, and then their dualities and e-calls can come back online. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, well, what we'll do now is I'll kind of just hop in. We'll do the rock, paper, scissors. I don't know which of the decks you brought to the table here, but I'm interested to see how you feel about each one as we...
I clicked around, so the first match is going to be Jurracs. I didn't really spoil myself too much. I just clicked around and saw that the first match is Jurracs, so.
Kind of go through them, so...
Man, I haven't played DB in a while. There's so many ads on this website.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get that ad block. Oh, I get to go first. That's big.
By the way, God, I just love the Zexal music. Good choice, Tyler. Cause yeah, that Zexal music, banger. Okay, let's take a look at this opening. That opening is fucking solid, dude. It's pretty good. Opening Guaiba isn't great, but Fossil Dig gets your Velo online. That's pretty good. You got protection. You got like you got 2 defensive tools in the form of Warning and Valor, and we'll see what the upstart becomes. But like a Lance or a Rekindling would make this really good, or even an MST.
All right, so just a reminder, we get that nice draw for turn. I'm not cheating, I promise. And I start my turn out with just the tried and true,
Okay, so he has 2 draws here. If he sees a Lance, he's set. If not, rip.
You're your best friend.
Okay, so you have to upstart here.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
You upstart and just pray you draw a Lance.
Okay.
And you pray that's not like that bottomless. Oh, rip. Okay.
I'm trolling. This deck's not playable.
You set Warning. You set Warning and you pass. Or
Okay.
You could set Guaiba, but like, because your Aeolo could bring it back. But I would say you set Warning.
I'm sorry. That could either mean you are on Infernity or Jurrac, and so if it's Jurrac, this deck.
And unfortunately, his hand is good. It's just he went second and he opened like Thunder King. If that Guaiba was a Velo, different story. He'd be able to play. But yeah, that's why, to answer Jesse Cotton's first question, why am I on 2 Jurrac? This is why am I on 2 Guaiba? This is why I'm on 2 Guaiba.
Deck is playable.
You don't want to draw Guaiba. Like, you really don't want to see it. This is why you don't want to see Guaiba. That's why I cut Guaiba to 2. Because you want to see Velo. Velo is how you float. But Guaiba is only good when you have a Lance, a Shrink, or the opponent has something smaller, or when you're in a position to really take advantage of it. Or when you're ready to go for like an aggressive push. But right now, you just need to get the engine going. So right now, you just need Velo. So yeah, just unlucky that you went second and he summoned specifically Thunder King. Just unlucky. But It is a good hand otherwise, but like that one big factor makes this hand pretty unplayable. So we'll see. It's not a like unwinnable game.
So
We'll see.
if it's a Jurrac, this deck is playable.
It's not.
Nothing.
You can't just see one hand and write the deck off as unplayable.
Okay. I'll draw. I'm just gonna swing in.
Yep, Tyler's doing the correct play. You don't want to play into torrential.
And yeah, I'll pass back to you.
Another thing here is that Tyler knows Jurracs really well and knows what they do, and he'll play around it, right? Which makes it a little tougher. But most people don't really know what they do, and you could really catch people slipping with Jurrac, right? Like they'll like set dandies and stuff, or like they'll leave tokens up against you, or things like that, or like they'll leave a Tengu up, and like Tengu is free food, bro. Yeah.
God. Okay.
All right, upstart and take something good.
Nice.
Lance. Yes. Okay, that's.
Okay.
He's in it. He's in it. He's in it.
Okay, you got the king right there. This is.
You could crash. I would actually have. I don't know. It's possible because you're going in blind. You don't know what he's on. Is he on plants? Is he on? On heroes? Because heroes play Thunder King, and part of me wants to say, oh, you attack to float Velo, right? Then you thin your deck out. You just get an Aeolo out. So if you draw Rekindling, it's going to be a little stronger. You also thin your deck out so you can draw your lances and your Rekindlings. But on the flip, if that is heroes, you don't want to attack. Because they could just deprison you, and you don't have the lance to stop the deprison. So, in this game state, I would not attack. But if you know what deck he's on, and if you know for a fact whether or not he's on deprison, I would attack if you know. But right now, since you don't know, you wouldn't want to risk it. Now you finally have a card you can play. You don't want to, yeah. And now you're set, dude, because you have 2 defensive tools and you have your engine online. So, like, sure, you took 1900 early on. That's like and he's up. The opponent's up 2,000 life points, but that's it. Like you got your engine a little late, but you're in an actually excellent spot here. We just hope you get good draws. You need to draw lances and rekindlings.
This is the card.
The floater. It's just giant rat.
Oh yeah, it's like almost like a worse giant rat because.
Yeah, and you're set because you got double Valor, and this is why I'm currently play Valor over Chalice, because if those are Chalices, you'd have to set kind of play into heavy, or like more MSTs, but Valor, you don't have to worry about that. All right, so yeah, no, honestly, Jesse Cotton is in an excellent position here. He has double Valors. I just hope Tyler does not be an asshole and go for Catastor, because that's the correct play, obviously, but usually Tengu plant players get greedy and they don't respect Jurrac. They're like, oh, Jurrac, dude, that deck does nothing. I don't even need to make Catastor. I'll just do this. Like, dude, I've seen it all the time. Whenever I play against some plant player who's like sees Jurracs and they get a little cocky and they're like, oh, this guy's on some rogue shit. I could turn my brain off and just beat him. And then they make fucking Librarian, and then they get surprised when they go Trish and I Valor it or Warning it or whatever. And then now they're fucked because they don't have a Catastor and they can't push through my Jurracs, and then I blow them out with my Rekindling play. Yeah, but Tyler is not that kind of player. Tyler respects Jurracs, so he's going to make Catastor. That's the issue here. A lot of players who don't respect Jurracs might not even make Catastor. They might even feel like it's not necessary. But yeah, I'm actually a little worried. Because the thing about this hand, you can deal with it. You need a Lance. Because the Thunder King stops you from making Catastor. So you need a Lance to clear the Thunder King and then make Librarian. Sorry, you need to make Librarian to out the Catastor. But I'm just hoping Tyler doesn't make Catastor. So we'll see.
It's like defense ability, but it is really good in this matchup specifically. Defense ability, but...
Wait, I didn't hear what Tyler said.
It's like
earlier.
almost like a worse giant rat because of its like defense ability, but it is really good in this matchup specifically.
Okay, that tells me Tyler's probably on Tengu then, because Velo destroys Tengu.
And honestly, I mean, I'm just doing Tengu plant things. I don't actually have like a solid play either.
That's great.
Attacking this thing feels kind of bad.
Because if Tyler has like 1-for-1 plus a plant, or like 1-for-1 plus Tengu or something, then yeah, Jesse Cotton's fucked.
I guess we'll start. Well, we have to try to clear them out. So I'll give you that.
Okay.
Now,
Jesse Cotton, please float into Aeolo. I wonder if like Tyler just handed Jesse these decks and said, "Here, go," or like if he explained what the decks are supposed to do. Because Jesse Cotton is supposed to go into a YOLO here. I don't know, because Jesse Cotton, it seems like he's just picking this deck up and like winging it. So that might be why he doesn't like, because you need to like know what the game plan is before going into this. So we'll see what he does.
Question is, do you know what to get with the Velo? You know, that's my question.
I'm hoping Tyler kind of coaches him through this because it's not super intuitive.
Like,
no, no, no! You're supposed to get a YOLO.
That's fair. You could go that route.
No, Tyler, tell him. You gotta tell him, because he's obviously gonna lose because he's not playing. Okay.
And yeah.
Because he's not doing the right things he's supposed to do. So yeah, he didn't. He just kind of picked this up. He didn't like he didn't like look into it too much, which is okay. I mean, he's a great player. I expect him to like kind of figure it out. So we'll see if he figures it out throughout the duel, like what he's supposed to do.
Pass back to you.
cool. Like, please draw. Oh my god.
This is why you're supposed to. Okay.
Alright, this is so fucking neg.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you're not supposed to do that. You float with the Velos. You don't make catastrophe. You don't neg here. You just wait till you draw a You wait till you draw a lance to deal with it.
What does the fucking thing do? Velfido. This card's attack and defense equal to attack of the synchro materials. Okay, I'm not summoning that.
It's actually not a bad summon here. Low key.
Why? I don't know, able to flow back into it. Oh no, Alo can't even summon that back.
It puts a Jurrac in the grave. Like, obviously I'm gonna negate whatever you summon here, but it does put a Jurrac in the grave, and you do play Giganoto, so it gives fuel for Giganoto later if you can get to Giganoto.
Sure, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. But no, that wasn't the play at all.
And it has exactly 19.
No, you deck then. And you know he's on Thunder King. Because you don't want to draw more Jurracs, you have enough. He's not playing correctly at all, man. He like just pitched like the two of the best cards he had as engine. It's not great. Like if he was gonna if you do want to go for the synchro play to out the Thunder King, you don't sack the fucking the Velo in hand, or the Velo in field. Instead, you float Velo into a YOLO and then normal summon the Guaiba. Send those because your YOLO and your Velo can always get Guaiba, right? But Guaiba can't not necessarily always get the other two. So, yeah.
All right. Well, we got through the Velo.
And now he's like down like what, 2 cards? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 2 cards.
Now, I'm gonna play another good card.
Velo that.
Yeah, this is actually good
now, see,
here.
this is good.
Because now you can Guaiba, but he's thinking, what do you Guaiba into? He doesn't know what the goal of the deck is.
Scary, because like. Yeah, we'll just do that.
See, yeah, I understand like where Guaiba is good because Guaiba was very good in this matchup, but
yep,
people like back then would just side into like Doomcals and shit and play a stun deck. And then how the hell do you play against that?
Doomcal's easy to out. You just Veiler it and then Doomcal kills itself. Or Doomcal like trades one for one, which isn't horrible. You have defensive tools, warnings, Veilers. Doomcal's actually not that great in this format.
I haven't seen anyone play Doomcal, if I'm being honest, just because Maxi just kills it. Okay, so you got the Guaiba. Now I have to think here. Do I want to deal with that?
See, if like Jesse played, if he went the other play where he like didn't go Librarian, he'd at least have a Velo online right now. He might have had to wait to deal with the Thunder King, but he would have had a Velo online, which like if Tyler warnings or econs the Guaiba, at least you're not, at least you still have some field presence. But that's why I didn't like the play where you synchro to out the Thunder King, because like you're sacrificing field presence, and now you like don't have your engine anymore. Like now your Aeolo is your last card if he deals with this Guaiba, so it's kind of scary.
I think low key, my best play. I think I just Veiler it.
Okay.
That's
Can't
fine.
take our chances.
Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. I forgot Jesse Cotton had a face down Falsa Dig. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. For some reason my like recording equipment like cut out for a second, but it's back now. Anywho, yeah, no, disregard what I said earlier. What I said was really stupid. Because yeah, I forgot Jesse Cotton had a face down false dig, which no, he has ways to retrieve the Jurrac engine. So never mind. It's not like Aola was the last card. He had like 2 ways. So no, he still has access to his engine. Never mind. It's like maybe like syncering to out the Thunder King isn't like a horrible line. Like there is definitely merit to it, but if you're gonna do it, he should have like thinned the deck out a little bit first, and like searched for Aolo and stuff. That way his rekindlings will be powerful. But yeah, let's get into it.
Our chances. I just failed it.
Okay.
Can't take our chances.
Yeah, you still gotta clear
I accept.
it. Gotta set that warning. What do you do? Wait, no, set the warning. You need a defensive tool.
Yeah.
It's okay. I know it's risky to play into heavy, but you set warning because now like your Guaiba is gonna get outed by like anything.
And I'm going to
Chaos Orc, Thunder King. Yeah.
normal summon Lone Fire.
See, and now he's gonna go into
Declare priority.
He's gonna like call the Haunted maybe. I don't know. He's got.
Sure.
I'll grab myself a Spore.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyler's not gonna summon Spore unless he's gonna synchro it like right now. Otherwise, he's just giving Jurrac Guaiba free food. Or Econ.
I'll mind control your Guaiba.
Yeah. So what I would have done. It's not horrible. You're gonna take a lot of damage. It's just.
I could have like lost the game to Lance right there, low key.
If I had Lance, I would have just attacked the Thunder King like 5 turns ago. So I think it's a pretty safe read. I do not have Lance.
Lance is so important. You really got to see it. Lance is so good.
That's fair.
Okay. Tyler made Librarian. Okay, Jesse Cotton, you can win this.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I'll just pass back to you.
Okay. And you just win. You absolutely win here. Problem is your kindling would be a little bit better if you had 3 Aolos in, but it's whatever. You can go Aolo, Tribute, Violet, Velo, Crash. That's what you do. It plays a little bit into Econ, but not super bad because you could still main phase 2 or kindling make Trishula. And then Librarian's Chainlink 1 because it's mandatory. Trish is optional. Chainlink 2. So he would not get the draw for Librarian. Yeah. No, you're fine. You're set. You're fine.
Okay, I guess
you can banish the Spore with Trish. Yeah, no, you're fine, dude.
Like the power card of the deck.
Draw rekindling.
Okay, so Jesse Cotton has to see the line here. I believe in him. I believe in him. He's like a champion duelist. He sees the line. Please tell me you see the line.
Yeah, okay, let's
Oh, I guess.
do this.
But no, okay, he didn't see the line. He did not see the line. You don't false dig here. You normal summon, you go and you crash, and then you synchro main phase 2. Because then you get all your 3 of your Aolos into play before going into rekindling.
Nice.
Now there's no way for you to get all 3 into play. He didn't see the line. Rip. Yeah, it's not super intuitive. So if you're someone who's plays Jurracs and like failed with it, if Jesse Cotton is not, like fully utilizing the deck, don't feel bad if you like tried Jurracs and like, went like X2, X3 your locals with it or something, or like you just scrubbed out. Like, it's a hard deck to play, but I think if you like keep getting at it and you really like understand the deck, you can figure. Because I figured it out. I'm no Jesse Cotton. I'm no like pro duelist. I just fucking love Jurracs, bro. I love them. Jurracs are my boys, my buddies. But yeah, and I figured it out to the point where I've won a few tournaments here and there. I'm a little bit of a Jurrac master, if you will. And if I could do it, I feel anyone could do it. It's also, I also got to keep in mind this is Jesse Cotton's like first time ever playing this deck. So yeah, I'll cut him some slack. Like obviously he's still like leagues better of a duelist than I am, 100%. So yeah, I can't fault him too much for not seeing that line. It's his first time looking at the deck.
Okay. Prio target. Select, I assume, is the old fucking PSET's target, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna target the Velo.
That's fine.
Maybe he's realizing now he fucked up. Yeah, you could Trish here main phase 1, but why would you?
This is a Utopia angle.
What? No, you trish him. Because he won't get the draw for Librarian if you trish him.
Get a warning there. It's a little shit, but it's not over. I think it's fine.
Alright, I'll chain the magazine.
Yeah, okay, you had it. Yeah, okay.
And the cool thing is, if you go Velo Crash, here's the thing why the initial line was so good, right? It like checks for so many things because you're kind of like testing the waters for their defensive tools, right? Because if when you do the battle phase things, they don't know if you're gonna do some battle phase trick or if you're gonna go for a main phase 2 or kindling push. As a matter of fact, if you go battle phase Crash Velo, the opponent's probably expecting you to do some lance tricks, and they might even like maxi you in the battle phase, which is great, right? So if Jesse Cotton had gone for my idea play, right, which would be a normal summon Velo, Crash the Librarian, he would go Max C, you would just float into another Velo, he breaks even, Max C is out of the way, you hold Rekindling for one more turn. Meanwhile, you still have your defensive tools, you still have Valor and Warning, so Tyler's not killing you, which means you will make it to next turn, and then on your turn, you fucking blow him out with Rekindling with all three Aeolos into the... And then you just trish him. And keep in mind, he's already used his defensive tool. He already Valored you. And that's why this deck is so incredible. Because you kind of like trade resources back and forth with all these like 1-for-1 trades, you know, with your defensive tools, your warning stuff, your Valor things. And you kind of keep things at bay. Meanwhile, you're trading your lances, you're trading your warnings, you're trading all these tools like 1-for-1 with cards. Meanwhile, you keep your Jurrac engine floating and you set your grave. And then when it's very low resources, when you're down to like 2 or 3 cards, your opponent are both down to like 2 or 3 cards, and both of you have burned your defensive tools, you fucking throw a Rekindling down late game and you just blow them out. Yeah. So that's like kind of why that's a strength of this deck. But now, because he just slammed Rekindling main. That's another thing I don't like about slamming Rekindling main phase 1 is because like unless it's like late game and like there's no really other choice, yeah, you could just get maxied or warninged. But like you can kind of like bait the opponent into burning their warnings and maxis early on if you kind of, you know, play around with the battle phase for a little bit. Yeah. So that's the and you're not playing around with the battle phase for no reason, right? Like there's a purpose there to crashing because you're getting your Aeolo into the graveyard. So even if he doesn't have a maxi right there, and he does, let's say, like it's still better to do that main phase 2, because what are you doing? You're burning him for 2,700 with the Trish. Like it's not that, like it's not. It's so no matter how you look at it, it's better to use the Rekindling in main phase 2. Yeah, because his Librarian is not going to be threatening you. You have Warning to negate Synchro, so he's not going to be drawing unless he like Synchro spams. But which is possible. It's what Tenguplant does. But Warning and a Valor should honestly keep him at bay. And then he shouldn't be able to break through your Velo.
These Dynion phase? They do. Oh my fucking lord.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah, okay. These Dynion phase? They do. Oh my fucking lord.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will get...
This isn't even that bad, because you can
draws?
Trish...
3?
I believe so. Maybe 4.
Oh, I'm probably not summoning Waiba back.
No, you go into Trish. You still can Trish him, though. I just hope he doesn't draw into Valor. But yeah, I would wait. I would just try to not, like, No, you have to Trish him now, because if you don't do anything or Kindling, your Aeolos are going to get banished, and there goes your entire strategy. Please see the line!
If I do that, I have to give you 4 draws. I think it's 2 or 4. It's never...
No. Okay, so Mexi, the first draw is always just a break even, so it's 0. You resolve Aeolo, get Guaiba. That's 1 draw. And you make Trish, that's 2 draws. And then you rip a... No, you just give him 1 draw, because Trish also rips a card out. No, you still Trish here, even under Maxi.
3.
Because, like, you're still ripping a card out of his hand, so it basically, like, stops one of the draws. And also, he doesn't get the draw for Librarian.
If I do that, I have to give you 4 draws. I think it's 2 or 4. It's never 3.
You could Trish me.
Trish isn't the worst either. Just it's heavy bad into Warning.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And he hasn't used a Warning yet, and Tyler's big chilling. But, like, if you don't, you just lose. Like, you kind of have to. You kind of have to.
You have not used anything.
Yeah. And if he has Valor, you just lose too. But like if he has Valor or Warning, you're kind of fucked. But we'll see. Yeah, that draw feels bad, but you
I'd be
got
chain
it.
link 1. You'd be wait, Trish optional or man? That's right. I don't remember. Is it? It's optional. Okay, so you're 1M2.
Yeah, so he wouldn't get the draw if you assuming you banish the librarian.
Be Sporing Graves still.
Yeah, no, Trish is the play
Yep.
100%. You just have to like pray he doesn't have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trish isn't the worst, but like this is really bad in the warning. I'm trying to think if I win the game if it's still warning later. I lose that, you attack, load into random shitter. Some of the dude get warninged. No, I never win the game anyway, so I just have to play into it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chainlink, I'll draw for the maxi. And then this,
yeah, you're 1M2.
I think I'll Chainlink 3 Scapegoat.
Okay. That's actually great. Oh my god, that's excellent. That's so good. That's insane.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, you banish Spore, banish Librarian, banish a card in
Gotta
hand.
protect the goat.
And thank god Tyler doesn't have Valor, because he used Valor on the Guaiba. Yep.
It's,
And then you have the Warning and the Valor as defensive tools. I mean, okay, honestly, Jesse Cotton is playing very well. Like he's doing the correct play. He went for Trish. And this game is very much very much winnable. You still haven't drawn any lances. You still have two rekindlings left in deck. Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine here. I would have held the Fossil Dig and just normal summoned Aolo, kept the face down as a bluff, and then now that you have this, that Fossil Dig could have been a Dino and you could have drawn some cards. But yeah, it's crazy how many different like directions like Jurracs can take you in a single game. It actually is pretty crazy. And you know, you look at it and you think, oh, it's a one-trick pony. You just battle face tricks with Lance or whatever, but nah, like it's a lot more complicated than that. Like there's so many different lines you could do, so many different like elements to consider, things to play around, things like that. That's why I love this format, man. That's why I love this deck. Yeah, all right. But yeah, you're in an excellent position. This is just free food for Guaiba, and then you're just warning whatever tuner comes out. Because obviously Tyler, what he's gonna do is he's gonna summon tuners or wall up with Tengu, which is still good if he walls up with Tengu. Just free value.
Sure.
Yeah,
gotta protect the
Jurracs,
goats.
baby.
Get a token, I guess.
Okay.
No, banish the Librarian. Don't give him the draw. What are you doing? You're not banishing a token. Please tell Jesse Cotton, what are you doing?
Oh! That was actually a phenomenal Trish hit. Oh, and I draw off the Librarian now.
Oh, I should have hit that, actually. I forgot that, oops. Okay. Whole point was to hit that.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's okay.
That's a nice brain fart.
even the Yu-Gi-Oh goats make mistakes.
We're getting back into it, you know?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in hand on tenguplant. It's pretty scary. Now Tyler could have a BLS, which would be very bad, but you have the warning to protect yourself.
Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, you got the one combo line, and that's it. You know, there's complexities in tenguplant, right? You know, there's no complexities.
Oh,
in
yeah,
modern.
okay. We're one combo line, and you must not be a very good modern player.
No, yeah, modern is crazy. That's man, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. It's so like there's so many layers to it in both modern and retro.
No, I don't play. I quit modern in like 2018 after Goki. We moved on from our lives. You know, I respect what you do, though. You know, I acknowledge that you play a card game. It's something. You know.
No, honestly, I gotta say, modern is crazy. People say, "Oh, modern takes no skill." I don't know if like I was being sarcastic or not, but yeah, the opinion that like, "Oh, modern takes no skill," you just kind of special summon your whole deck turn one and it's a game of rock paper scissors. Does your opponent have a hand trap? Yes or no? No, like there's so much. It's so complicated because there's so many like things you have to know. And it's absolutely not just memorizing a combo because you can't just memorize a combo and do good. Like there's so many like intricate like game states and things like things to play around because there's so many like non-engine board breakers, stuff like that like you have to like read what the opponent has. It's a very complicated game. It's like if you want to play well, you know. But I mean, are there some cards that just make games non-games like DS Dimension Shifter? Absolutely. That just like there are some valid points to criticisms with modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but yeah, well, it for sure takes a lot of skill. 100% takes a lot of skill. And yeah, it does like 100%. like it's unless you're like playing like Tempai or Fluandereeze, and you just get like lucky as fuck. But even Tempai and Fluandereeze is still like it still takes skill, like just because modern Yu-Gi-Oh in general takes a lot of skill to do really well. With that being said, it's a card game. Of course, sacking is a thing. But like to win a whole ass event, like you didn't just win because you were lucky all 13 rounds. Like no, you know what I mean?
You play a card game. It's something, you know.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'll start by finding out whatever this thing is.
Fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there's the warning.
Just drop the BLS. It is what it is.
Okay. Now the question is, do I have sick plays?
You know the crazy part is this is actually one of Jurrac's best matchups. And honestly, if the plays if Jesse Cotton made some different plays, he would be in a much better position right now. The Thunder King was rough, but he did see Velo like a turn later, and Tyler didn't overcommit, which was correct because you don't want to play into Torrential or Dark Hole. But yeah, no. This game was very like actually in the favor of the Jurrac player for sure, especially if you had one. If Jesse did win the die roll for sure.
Well, I think my plays start with Tour Guide.
You have to Velo that.
Die to econ either way.
Yeah, you have to Velo that because if you don't, he's just gonna like make a Taster here. Yeah, he's just gonna go Levier, bring back a tuner, sink for formula, draw a card, and then bring back Spores, a level 4 tuner, sink. Yeah, no, you have to. And then that would be what, a 5 plus a 2 plus a 1, another 8 as well. Like, yeah, no, you have to Trish. You have to. I mean, you have to Valor this.
Yeah, hold on. Die to Bialis either way. Monster Born, do I die either way?
No, you have to Valor this. There's no line.
No, but
you have to Valor it because if you don't, he makes Cataster and you just auto lose. I mean, you could make your own Librarian to out the Cataster, but like you're taking damage to the face. I think you're taking 18 to the face, and you're. Yeah, no, you have to.
I guess I'm supposed to hold. Yeah, sure.
No, he's gonna make. You can't let him get Levier. I mean, I guess you could Valor the Levier. Yeah.
We'll get the Sangan.
I'm gonna drink some water. This is
We'll
stressing
overlay.
me out.
I see. Okay. That is significantly worse for me,
Okay.
but that's okay. We got all the card advantage in the world. You know, we can play this patiently. I pass back to you.
Rip. Sometimes you just open all 3 up cards.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's where my deck plays like 4 different cards.
And you need to see those cards.
Yeah, it is. It is actually hyper optimized to get exactly Velo. I can tell you the whole deck plays around Velo, and then later it plays around obviously Rekindling.
I remember, does Guayaba need to go to grave?
No, it does not.
No. Cool.
No, so yeah, it does not have to stand.
So the play here, I would actually argue, is okay, obviously Jesse Cotton's thinking, let me resolve Guayaba. No, Guayaba doesn't do anything for you in this game state. You go Velo, crash your Velo, take 100, get Dino kill a token, draw 2, and then you kind of catch up with some card advantage that way. And then of course Trishula kill the Levier. But I feel like someone who doesn't really know Jurracs, who's not super familiar with Jurracs, they're just gonna think get Guayaba, because Guayaba's the one everyone knows. So we'll see what the play is here.
On the field to resolve.
Guayaba.
Unfortunate.
Maxi?
No Maxi.
No Maxi. Right.
I think I will Valor the Guayaba though.
See, and this is why Dino would be so good. You play around Valor too.
Oh, you played multiple Valor? Okay.
Yeah. This is actually the Billy Break list. The 2 Valor, 2 Maxi. The standard.
Oh, so it's the first list. Okay.
Yeah.
I prefer the second one. What is this book?
Yeah.
And see, if you had gone Velo, he would have had to choose between booking. Like his defensive tools wouldn't have done anything to like. Yeah, you would have been fine. Oh, by the way, Tyler should have detached for Levier because, um, did he detach? I can't tell if he did.
I want to keep.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't detach. Or technically, Jesse Cotton should have asked for Prio and then chained it. But it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, I guess we could assume that Tyler didn't use Prio and Jesse Cotton just Veilered. But, yeah.
Keep my friend here. Alright, you got a token. Right, stand.
It's so painful. It's so painful watching this because, like, I know that there could have been insane plays. That Book of Moon would have not stopped the. I mean, he would have had to choose between booking the Trishula or booking the Velo or Dino to stop you from getting the draw two, and then that's excellent. Because either way, uh, yeah. But now it's like he could just walk over your Guaiba, and it's not good. That's why Guaiba for sure is not the play there. And then also not just that, but when you go Velo, and you special summon Velo, get Dino draw two. You're deck thinning, right? Which is actually really important. And I know it may seem like it doesn't affect the math all that much because like if you false dig prematurely and all this stuff, like yeah, you're deck thinning by one, it doesn't really matter. Is what some people might tell you, but if you deck thin constantly throughout the game, it's gonna matter, right? So let's say he was playing, let's say he was doing those plays I said like throughout this commentary, like he went false dig, uh, earlier and stuff like that, or did that crap where he was crashing Velo to get all the Aeolos out of the deck earlier, right? He would have been his deck would have been much thinner, and you wouldn't be drawing into multiples of Jurracs. Because that's the thing, you really don't want to draw into multiple Jurracs, because right now we're in pretty much a late game stretch here, and it's not looking good for Jesse Cotton. But like, yeah, you want to deck thin here for sure. And then also deck thinning makes your direct Dino draws a lot better too. You're gonna draw into Rekindlings, Veilers, Lances. We haven't seen any Lances yet, which is like, pretty bad. But let's see how it plays out.
And by main phase, we'll detach here for the Spore.
You have player priority, so. I mean,
Oh my god!
There's no econ?
I don't have
Okay.
econ. I don't have econ. So this gets banished.
Wait, you had Book of Moon. Why didn't you Levier book?
Oh, good point. That would have been the better play.
Oh yeah.
I completely.
I didn't see that. That's why I'm not a Tengu plant player. I'm a Jurrac player. I play the format Tengu plant. I don't play the deck. Man, I've tried piloting plants. That deck is hard AF. No homo. Yeah.
Because that goes through
Moving on.
Veiler, yeah. Because setting isn't the same
Yeah.
as the econ.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing I was thinking was like, even if you do that, I just like can stall a turn. But yeah, you're right.
You just go Formula
it's better
Catastor, right? You just on zero cards.
Yeah. It's definitely better. I mean,
Yeah.
here we're in an okay spot. It's not doomed, but that does hurt.
I need a rekindling off the top.
Oh my god, I'm actually griefing this
Or
game.
Yeah,
Dino.
I've drawn-
I actually.
False
I gave you an extra draw for no reason. Like I'm also not playing this well. All right.
Okay. And now, oh my god, this is crazy.
Oh, I'm fucking insane.
This is why I fucking love this deck, dude. Okay, even though there were a lot of misplays, let's see. I think he can still win this, honestly. Especially that Rekindling top deck, nice. And he has all three Aeolos in grave. He's gonna resolve Guaiba too, so he's gonna have 4 monsters on field. You could get Giganoto here. I don't know if you'd want Giganoto or just Catastor. I don't know if the Billy Break list plays Sork. Because if you just play Sork, Catastor's a little. Oh, Sork beats over Catastor anyway. Never mind. Disregard what I said.
Oh, okay. Off the top, I am infinitely punished here.
Okay, I have to read. What's Giganoto do? Just bullshit nothingness? Okay. Fish is all one, right? Yeah.
You just make double Giganoto, I guess. Or you can make Giganoto, Guaiba, Dino, which they're all going to be huge.
Imagine at the very least it's Guaiba Velo.
You could, or you can go Librarian Giganoto. That's not bad either. But yeah, if you had gotten the Dino into play, it would be a little bit better because you can go for a draw 2 plus synchro plays. But yeah.
You actually have an insane power play here. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he goes Roach, honestly. Because what kills you here? BLS kills you here. Maybe like a crazy synchro play with like Trish, Shit, honestly, maybe the play is Utopia Roach. Because Roach dies to Tour Guide. But wait, hold on. Did Tyler use Tour Guide yet? He used Tour Guide at least once. I don't know if he used all three. I think he did use all three. So maybe you don't even need to make Utopia. Maybe you just go Roach, Roach Giganoto. Sure, you lose to Dark Hole, but you lose to Dark Hole regardless. I don't even play Stardust. Because Stardust is so absurdly difficult to make.
Yeah, okay. So let's kill this shit.
Yeah. 900.
Okay, that's not on the deck.
And if you're wondering why not Stardust, because Stardust is a to make Stardust in this deck, you need 3 materials. You make a 7, and then you sink Aola with the 7 to make an 8. And it's like super like extra. Like I would go for, because Scrap Dragon has a lot of value. It outs things. That's why I play Scrap Dragon, because it does come up occasionally. But like, you have lances to protect like a Catastro or a Giganoto from like Dark Hole. I feel like Stardust is only there to stop Dark Hole specifically. I don't know. Playtest IRL did tell me maybe I should play it because like there are certain game states where I could have like Stardust and like I could stop Hyperion. But like he could just beat over it. But then it's like, oh, I could have Lance, right? But it's like I'd have to have the materials to make Stardust and Lance. And they have to have specifically Hyperion for that to matter. But that wouldn't matter if they had a Sork or a BLS. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Stardust is really worth the spot.
Am I supposed to draw 2 cards, probably? Like,
No, you can't attack with it. Because Guaiba, it's summoned off of Guaiba, so yeah. You know what's funny? He still could have gone for that play, because he could have gone Velo Crash before killing... Before Trishula killed the Leviair, he could have gone Velo Crash into Leviair, Velo summon Dino get draw 2. So it still wasn't too late for him to get the draw 2 effect, which I think was the correct thing to do here. But either way, I wonder if Tyler will correct him. I wonder if Tyler knows that Guaiba... the monster Guaiba summons cannot attack. I think he does. He's very familiar with Tengu plant decks, including Jurracs. So I think Tyler's about to correct Jesse here.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Tyler, you poser! You poser! I'm kidding. But, okay. Well, shit, at least Jesse gets a draw too. Well, we'll pretend he did the correct play. No, because this is... Okay, we'll pretend that Velo crashed and then Guaiba summoned a Velo. I don't know.
19.
Oh wait, you can't attack. You can't attack with what you summon off of Guaiba.
Okay, I take it back. You are not a poser, Tyler. You're not a poser.
No, I think about it.
Wait, what?
You can't attack with what you summon off
this card's
of Guaiba.
pass. Never mind. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a good card.
It is. Guaiba can trigger if it's crashed. It's great into Tengu. It's really good. You just have to like know these interactions and like just you have to know like the strengths of the deck and like play to them, you know, because the Jurracs are good. You can like deadass like really do well with them.
What am I supposed to summon? I mean, like, this is.
I low-key actually think that's still the correct card to
Yeah,
summon.
it is. I'm looking back. I don't. It's another option. All right. Well, attack. Hold on. Let me think if I'm fucking swinging into the stupid ass gores here.
You could Mistworm him. There's no need to make Gores here.
Summon. Wait.
No, don't give him Gores. There's no reason to. Like sure damage, but you don't have the means to deal with the Gores right now. You just don't. If anything, attack into it with like Aolo, but
Respect.
I'll just Miststorm it back main phase 2. Not like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
I just apply pressure.
You don't even want to Mistworm or Gores anyway.
So your hand is... You didn't almost summon last turn.
You could just go... One thing, Jesse's excellent reading cards. So... Yeah. You could go double Giganoto, or you can go Librarian Giganoto and get a draw. Let's see. It looks like Tyler used... Yeah. He used at least... Yeah, so any Tour Guides Tyler has are dead. So he might actually have a Tour Guide in hand, actually. That would explain why... He's not summoning anything because he just doesn't want to like feed fuel to the Jurracs. But yeah, Librarian is safe here. I would actually go Librarian Giganoto because like the second Giganoto just makes like a 4,000 attack monster, 5,000 attack. Like at that point, it's already so huge, you know. But yeah, Librarian Giganoto is probably the play here.
Correct.
I mean, there's no fucking Stardust in my deck.
Don't make Stardust. Who cares? This is like the one situation where Stardust is actually optimal, but usually it's not.
Oh, true. I forgot his list doesn't play Stardust. It's because 8s are so rare to make.
I'm just
You're
getting
either
dark hold
making
though.
9s
Like
or
I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, you might get Dark Hold next turn. That is a possibility.
Ah, fuck.
That's what are the reads
Tyler has it.
I could have. Was Average Life before it was?
I'll be honest, in my experience playing the deck, I found Scrap Dragon to be I very rarely ever found myself in a position where I'm like, oh, I need Stardust. Because the thing is, if you're in a position where you're popping off this much, you're usually killing them or already in a super commanding position. Where even if Tyler does have Dark Hole, he obviously doesn't have anything else, right? And usually if you're generating this much advantage off of like the Jurracs, you're like drawing off of Librarian, drawing off a Jurrac Dino. You know, like you're resolving or kindling, you're getting a lot of value. Even if you get Dark Hold, that's fine. You might have a Lance to protect one body, for example. Usually it's very rare that like Dark Hole blows you out. I really don't play into Dark Hole. I'm a pretty like cautious player. I don't like overcommitting unless I know the Dark Hole's out of the way. But yeah, honestly, there are more times where I'm like, there's this threat, this boss monster, the opponent's being way too aggressive. Let me make a Scrap Dragon and clear this threat, as opposed to feeling the need to make Stardust. You could squeeze a Stardust, into the deck. I would just cut. In this list, I'm playing number 17 Leviathan, which is only there for like Minecon Sangan overlay with Dino. That's the only reason you play Leviathan in here. In fact, I cut Leviathan for a second Catastor, but you could cut Leviathan for a Stardust if you feel like it's necessary, and it would pay off here in this specific game state. But we'll see what happens.
22 in deck.
What are the odds of him having? He has like what, 20 cards in deck? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna Dark Hole you. It's possible, but I don't know. But Tyler's body language, he seems happy. He might have a Dark Hole.
Mind control. If it's Reaper, then what the fuck do I do with Reaper?
Oh well, if it's Reaper, you have 5 cards that just out it. Shrink and Lance all out it. You have 5. You still haven't seen a single Shrink or Lance, which is crazy. That is rough. That actually is like a very unlucky element of this game, is you have not seen a single Shrink or Lance yet. That is rough. But you did see double rekindling.
Nothing. Alright, well, I think I'm just gonna sit on floaters then, because I don't think it makes a difference if I synchro for Librarian here.
It does.
Okay.
That's not great.
Well,
that's not great. Like, at least make Giganoto and then revive Dino, so your Dino's gonna be like a 3,000 attack beater that gets you a draw 2 when it kills something. Yeah, this isn't great. Because what he could have done is he could have synced and then a YOLO tribute bring back the Dino.
I do have the instant punish.
I didn't have a play around. It's not like it's a punish. What am I supposed to do about it?
I mean, maybe you can add Stardust, but
Didn't have a punish.
I don't know. Also, it's
I literally said I'm pretty sure you have Dark Hole, but I can't do anything about it in my deck.
But yeah, see, it's not even a big deal. Tyler
Luckily,
doesn't have
though,
anything.
I don't really have much follow-up here. Oh, wait.
And also, Jesse Cotton has 3 Thunder Kings. You haven't seen any Thunder Kings. He has 3 Thunder Kings, 3 Lances, 1 Rekindling, double Shrink. Oh my god, well, knowing the luck of this game, he's going to top deck Shrink right now. Unfortunately.
Actually,
You have to set it, because if that is a Reaper, you want to have the Shrink set. And you already used double Heavy, or double MST. And if he does have Heavy Storm, yeah. That's Tour Guide. That's Tour Guide has to be. Because he's thinking, you know what, Jesse Cotton's at 34, let me just poke. Which is actually kind of correct, because all the Jurracs are, almost all the Jurracs are gone. So yeah.
honestly, I think it's actually better. I'm going to normal summon this.
Oh, dandy.
And we're going to reboard. And
Omriar?
I'll get the tour guide.
Levier.
Oh wait, this deck only plays 1 Levier. I'm
Yeah,
actually briefing. Alright,
was
whatever.
confused for a
We'll
second.
commit. We'll commit to the terrible play.
My deck has no monsters, so I don't know how I win this.
Yeah.
Surely you don't give me Guaiba target.
Oh yeah. I'll give you the Guaiba target. What are you gonna do? Black Rose me?
Rip.
Draw Rekindling again?
Okay, I will say this game was actually, honestly, it was winnable despite the dark hole. There was a lot of different like lines here and there that would have mattered. Deck thinning, you know, he might have drawn a lance with the deck thinning and stuff. Like more draws could have happened if he had resolved Dino, stuff like that. So he wouldn't be down to one card. But no, the game was winnable. It genuinely was. Keep in mind, Tyler did not see Avarice. He did not see. It looks like he didn't see Tengu at all. So he wasn't able to like really pop off Sync or Spam. He didn't see BLS. He did see Reborn, but wasn't really able to do much of that Reborn because of a misplay. But I'll say both players misplayed here. But yeah, no, the game was winnable. The deck was able to play for sure.
No, pass. Interesting.
Rip.
Another shot.
This seems like a noob check deck where it just beats people who play the Guaiba.
Okay, so
no, it's not a noob check deck. Okay.
let me explain. I'll give you the rundown of how this deck actually functions. Okay, this deck is there's a lot of, I'd say, like micro optimizations that makes it really playable. So the main reason why this deck actually is good, which you didn't see this interaction at all, is one, Velo completely clears through Tengus, right? So if you crash 3 Velos into Tengu, you will end with like a Guaiba or a Dino or something.
You end with Aolo, actually, but yeah.
Simultaneously, Guaiba
And I want to make a small correction here, but I'll
also can trade with Tengu and still get a summon because so like if you crash 2 Velos into a Guaiba, you could crash the Guaiba, get like an Aolo at the end of it. Because Guaiba doesn't have to stay on the field to resolve. The micro optimizations is like when your opponent kills a Velo, you're supposed to get Aolo and then tribute Aolo to bring back that same Velo to slowly fill your grave with Aolos. Like basically you kind of just sit on a Velo all the way until oblivion. You know what I'm saying? Like this card just is the most pesky thing. It obviously gets played around in the tenguplant matchup with Econ. Econ is like the bane of.
And that's where Lance comes in, right? That's where you usually hold your Lances. So if you have a Shrink, right, you want to use your Shrinks to get over stuff, but you want to use your Lances to protect your bodies. For not just Econ, but Minecon and Dark Hole as well.
This deck's existence.
Honestly, I don't find Econ to be that troublesome because you usually have a Lance to answer it. I'm on triple Lance and Upstart, so yeah.
Econ is like the bane of this deck.
The bane of this deck's existence, in my opinion, Catastor. Catastor is very difficult to deal with. Because it's like, if they have Catastor and nothing else, but a lot of people, there's a way to play around Catastor. And it involves kind of baiting the opponent into making a mistake. And then you capitalize off that mistake. But I don't want to get into that right now.
Existence.
Oh, also another thing. With the Tengu crashing, Tengu will always be Chainlink 1 because it's mandatory. So regardless of who the turn player is. So technically, depending on what the opponent does, you can either clear all Tengus or you can only clear 2. Because what's supposed to actually happen, you normal Velo, crash Velo Tengu, Tengu chain 1, Velo chain 2. Yeah, so Velo resolve first, you get another Velo. The opponent will either summon Tengu in attack or Tengu in defense. If they summon Tengu in defense, it stops there. If they summon Tengu in attack, you keep going. And then you go Velo, then you special summon your Guaiba, they get their last Tengu, they're going to summon an attack, obviously, crash, and then you get Aolo. But if they decide to summon their Tengu in defense, they can actually make it so you only kill 2 Tengus, which is still good though. You're still clearing 2 of the Tengus out, and also gives you information, like if they even have a third Tengu, and then you could know, oh, okay, they have the third one in hand. It's still excellent because like they have like 1 Tengu left, and then you still have like a whole deck full of Jurracs that you can flow through. Yeah.
But for the most part, deck's existence. But for the most part, you actually have a lot of options. It was kind of unfortunate. You didn't see a single damage step spell, and you're on 3 Lance and 2 Shrink.
And Book of Moon.
And you didn't see one of them to out the Thunder King turn 1. Because normally the instant punch to turn 1.
Yeah, my hand was just like 2 Valors, Guaiba, Aolo, warning.
It was a rough hand, but it wasn't horrible because he had defensive tools. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and I hope Tyler mentions this but here's another thing about like micro decisions. Another micro decision is crashing, right? Jesse Cotton, at no point did he crash Velo, but like with Velo, you have to crash in order to play the game. Fuel your graveyard and get the Jurrac you need. It's kind of like Sky Striker in that sense, because Sky Striker, um, you have access to basically when you play Sky Striker, you have access to any Sky Striker you need. So you really need to know like what Sky Striker is good for what moment. Jurracs are similar in that aspect because you have triple Falsa Dig, you have triple Velo. You're good, and you even have two Guaiba. If you open Guaiba with a spell, you can get your Velo online, and then you have access to your whole deck. And once you have access to your whole deck, you need to know, you need to really utilize that Velo to set up your graveyard to either achieve draws or achieve synchros, achieve whatever you need to achieve, or to stand the defensive, continue floating. But yeah, like for example, there were several times where Jesse Cotton in this game could have crashed Velo to get Dino out and draw two cards, or to get Aeolos into play, things like that. So that's another micro decision I hope Tyler touches on.
Falsa Dig.
Instant punished to turn.
Yeah, my hand was just like 2 Valors, Guaiba, Aeolo, warning Falsa Dig, and I'm like, well, I just can't do anything to Thunder King.
Yeah, so I would say you probably had a bit of a poor hand experience there, because for the most part, the deck doesn't really have a problem outing Thunder King.
Facts, yeah. It was a bit of an unfortunate hand. That honestly, it very rarely happens when you ever get walled by Thunder King. Even though you're on like triple Falsa Dig, it can happen sometimes, but it's very rare. Like much rarer than like agents bricking on Shine Balls. Like, yeah. I'll say what's more common is bricking on either not seeing a Jurrac at all. That can be really rough. You open a bunch of Lances, MSTs, and Warnings and Valors, but like no Jurrac, you're like, fuck. You can see a Thunder King and be like, okay, I can play with this, and you just kind of protect the Thunder King until you can get your engine online, but which is actually playable. But anyway, I digress. I'll go ahead.
Experience there, because for the most part, the deck doesn't really have a problem outing Thunder King. And like I said, like if in the event where like, and I also had a weird situation where I didn't see Tengu at all this game, I was able to just strictly play with like everything else. And so that's kind of like worst case scenario for you as well. I also played pretty poorly. I've been on like a 2-month hiatus. I haven't even made a YouTube video in like 2 months, low key, because I've been like busy with work and stuff. So I'm a little rusty on the Tengu play as well. But yeah, it's okay. You know, you didn't get to see the Jurrac shine, but we'll kind of try another deck. You know, give something else a shot. You know, what are your initial thoughts here though with Jurrac? You know, like I guess after my explanation, kind of seeing how it plays, do you think this deck seems okay? Like,
no.
How would you rate it on a scale of 1?
I don't like this deck. No, I still don't like this.
Honestly, there were a lot of plays he just didn't take advantage of, and I don't blame him. It's his first time. Picking the deck up. I don't expect like people to just like look at the deck and just instantly know how it works.
This seems like so much of this seems to be in the hands of my opponent, like, which I think is terrible deck building. Like,
oh no. Well, what's in the hands of the opponent? You're not relying on them to attack Velo. That's why I don't play stuff like Stariko or Hera, or like, which are basically the Jurrac's equivalent of like Nordic cards, pretty much. That's why I don't like think the Nordics are good, because the Nordics are in the hands of the opponent. And I actually optimize this to like where you're able to be proactive.
Fair. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
Okay, I respect it. You know, so out of a scale 1 to 10, you put it in a 1, 2. You know.
I mean, the Tengu thing is something that's cool. I didn't really pick up on immediately. That makes sense. I like that you can clear through Tengu, but that's like the only thing I guess that I didn't really consider.
No, there's other like micro decisions like crashing, stuff like that, and also like making sure you end in your floating in Aeolos, things like that. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Also, keep in mind his game, he didn't see a single quick play battle spell, so it's a very like unfortunate like experience for that to be his first experience with Jurracs. That's unfortunate, because you're almost always gonna see, you play 5 and you play triple upstart, you're gonna see a battle spell. This was just unlucky.
You ever play Recklesses in this deck to really push through for Rekindlings and for better starters? 'Cause I don't know, like
maybe Reckless would. Yeah, I don't know, but like the thing about Reckless is like Jurracs is a bit of like a mid-range grind, and then you kind of blow them out late game with your heavy pushes, right? Reckless, if you open Reckless, you're gonna like slow your game down significantly. So I don't know. I don't like the idea of Reckless. Like if it was like a go all out, get to your OTK as quick as possible, I would say so. But Jurracs aren't really like that. I mean, maybe you could I'm not gonna say like, you could probably build a Jurrac deck that's more aggressive and like plays less defensive tools and just like get to rekindling ASAP. Normal summon Velo, crash, fuel your set your grave up with everything you need. Triple reckless, triple upstart, triple jar, and just go all out. But that sounds like it's a very one trick pony. Um, but yeah, Nugget and Jurracs are not like they can be aggro, but it's not an aggro deck.
I feel like
You could, in theory. I mean, that's why there's 3 Fossil Dig, 3 Upstart, right? Because, like, your goal is just to dig for Velo, and then Velo is going to slowly get you everything else.
Yeah, like it's I see the merit behind the idea though. I'm not saying it's like I might test it. I might test it. Yeah, Gold Sark is another thing I've been playtest IRL suggested Gold Sark as well actually. Yeah.
Between hand traps and like Thunder Kings and so, and then Velo is gonna slowly get you everything else. Between hand traps and like Thunder.
Wait, sorry, I mean,
that's why there's 3 Fossil Dig, 3 Upstart, right? Because like your goal is just to dig for Velo, and then Velo is gonna slowly get you everything else. Between hand traps and like Thunder Kings and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, and like Velo deck thins, Dino deck thins, Fossil Dig's deck thin. You're gonna deck thin a lot, and then you're gonna draw your non-Jurracs, which are like just powerful non-engine, you know. Lance, Solemn Warning, Valor, MST, your powerful one-ofs, Minecon, Reborn, you know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm worried this deck does have too many like weak spots though. I don't know, probably like a 3 or 4. I'm not.
I'm gonna be real. It does have weak spots. Catastor, a Snowman Eater rarely pops up, but Snowman Eater, and Defense Position Sork are pretty tough to out. Some of you might be thinking, how do you deal with Christia? Well, I side 3 Leech in the Lights. That's how I deal with Christia. But Christia is not too much of a problem because I do have 3 Leeching the Lights for Christia, and also warnings and black horns and stuff. But yeah, I mean, no, there are certain things that can be pretty. Gravekeeper Spy, Worms are actually a really tough matchup. Yeah, but like also there are like a lot of situations where you can just like really capitalize. Tenguplants, TGs, anytime a tour guide is Veilered, you know. Yeah.
Not digging it too much.
But a 3 or 4, okay. I mean, I can't even. I'm not like upset because like I get it. It's his first time picking the deck up. And a lot of like there was a lot of different plays that could have been made that was better. And you know, I don't expect anyone to like really instantly just automatically like just look at the deck and just have that information just like instantly uploaded to their brain. But yeah, like damn rip, the goat rates Jurracs as a 3 or 4. Sad day. Oh shit. Sad day. But it was just a great. Well, let me see what else to say.
3 or 4 out of 10, you know, we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. Ah, rip. Rest in peace.
Hey, you just saw Jesse Cotton play one of our tournament-winning lists from the Tenguplant Discord. And if you would like to have one of your lists featured in a video like this, then all you have to do is join the Tenguplant Discord and participate in our Worlds event. Our Worlds event is basically just a bunch of free entry tournaments that some have cash prizes where you can qualify for Worlds and play for an even bigger cash prize at the end of the year. It's going on right now. We currently have multi-day events that are happening where you can earn points to give you a qualifier slot for Worlds, or if you want to just qualify directly in a single shot, all you got to do is make top cut of one of our single day events. The next one's going to be on November 30th. So click the link in the description to join the Tenguplant Discord, come play for free, win some money, and, you know, maybe see one of your decks get featured in a video like this one.
I second that. Anyway, yeah, that was my reaction to it. Yeah, it was fun. I love watching people play Jurracs. And unfortunately, like, there are so many micro decisions when it comes to Jurracs. It's, I can't help but backseat duel anytime I see anyone pilot Jurracs. Even the GOAT, even the Yu-Gi-Oh god himself, Jesse Cotton. Multi-time YCS champion, you know. It definitely, Jesse Cotton's a far better duelist than me. I'll say that like 100%. He has like several YCS tops. I have a fat 0. So, or YCS wins, I think, too. I don't know. I'm honestly not like super. I don't follow it like that much. I know he's won like, yeah, like he's like up there. I don't know exactly how many. But I know he's like one of the best players, like he's super pro. And I know his team won like the Master Duel Worlds. So yeah, he is like one of the best players in the world. yeah. So, um, yeah. Uh, unfortunately, he rated it 3 out of 4. My heart broke a little bit, but it was fun watching it. Yeah, and if you are someone who likes the deck, likes Jurracs, and maybe are losing with it, try to think. I think like a big difference is those micro decisions. Like when you're making your plays, really think about every line. Consider your battle phase. Um, always consider going to your battle phase when you have Velo. All like makes such a difference. Like there are so many lines that just aren't like intuitive. Um, so yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.